Magandang araw mga kabarangay. So this is your Sir Pops again, making another video for Science 10. So nasa third quarter na po tayo ng ating video, mga videos na ginagawa para maging tulong po sa ating mga estudyante. So medyo natagalan ako bago gumawa ulit ng science video kasi nagpahinga kami from end of second quarter up to the start of the third quarter. So medyo nagkaroon ng sem break ang mga bata kaya medyo pahinga rin kami sa video. So ako dito itutuloy ko lang yung aming lesson. So ang lesson namin na is nasa biology na kami ng aming science 10. So the title of today's video is hormones in male and female reproductive system. So habang nakabakasyon kami, so we tried to make our own learning activity sheets para sa mga bata. Ito yung title niya is learning activity sheets. And by doing this, we are sure na masasagutan ito ng mga bata because this is done by the teachers. We actually know our students, no? Yung kanilang capability, kaya kami na yung naghanda nito. This is a very good idea for DepEd. Thank you, DepEd. No? So, now let's start. Now, LAS is this one, the first quarter 3, week 1. So the title of this learning activity sheet is Hormones in Male and Female Reproductive System. So this one came from the most essential learning competencies. So the MELC is describe the role of hormones in male and female reproductive system. So the students will actually the supposedly outcome for this learning activity sheets is for the student to describe the role of the hormones in male and female reproductive system. So to start with, we have the introduction. What is your role? So this LAS will ask this one. What is your role? Do you know that you are an important member in your family, in your community? Without you, the world will be entirely different. This means your role is important. Hormones play an important role in both male and female reproductive system. The pituitary gland controls the functions of both the testes and the ovaries. So that is the introduction. So I hope my students will read this one. This is not just for my students in grade 10. So sa lahat po ito ng estudyante sa grade 10 all over the Philippines because MELC, most essential learning competencies, is true to all from Luzon down to Mindanao. So this is the only commonality that we have. No? Kung ano yung pinag-aaralan dito ng grade 10, yun din yung pag-aaralan ng grade 10 sa ibang lugar dito sa Pilipinas. So we have the common MELC. Okay. Pagkatapos ng MELC, most essential learning competencies, we have the objectives. I designed this one. Nag-design ako ng objective kasi kami ang sumulat nito, no? Kami ang nag-compose nitong mga LAS na to. So bago ito ibigay sa mga bata, there is a quality assurance na ginagawa. Okay? So objectives natin, identify the role of hormones involved in male and female reproductive system. So at the end of this LAS, learning activity sheet, they should identify, no? Number 2, list the different secondary sex characteristics for male and female. And number 3, explain how hormones work in male and female reproductive system. So to meet the objectives, we need to do some activities kasi hindi natin kaharap yung mga bata, no? Hindi natin sila kaharap as a teacher. So kailangan yung i-deliver mong LAS, meron ng mga set of activities that will meet the objectives. So this one, kids, grade 10, identify me. From the given picture below, write which type of gland secretes or release hormones in the following number. So, bago natin ma-meet itong mga objectives na to, dapat may idea na yung mga bata about the endocrine system. Ano ba yung meron sa endocrine system? Pero hindi buo, no? Hindi buong endocrine system ang nasa activity na to. So, for example, inhibin. So, hanapin niya lang dito yung inhibin and then what gland produces inhibin. Estrogen, hanapin niya lang dyan. And then, by doing that, we are trying to make an introduction for the male and female reproductive system. So, alam na nila yung male and female reproductive system, but this one will help a lot. Okay? So, this is figure 2. Now, moving on, concept and ideas. I have here another picture. Hormones are secreted from glands, hypothalamus, area of the brain directly above the pituitary that produces one of the hormones which control reproduction called gonadotropic releasing hormone. Pituitary gland stimulated. Pituitary, a gland stimulated by the hypothalamus, releases follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, and luteinizing hormone, LH, which serve such function as stimulating production of sperm and testosterone and males. So, dito, sa part na to, meron tayong picture dito at the same time, text, no? So, para habang binabasa ito ng mga bata, nandito yung picture, titingnan niya dito kung ano yung binabasa niya. So, tingin ko mas maganda na maglagay ng visual part doon sa ating learning activity sheet. So, ito na po yung gagamitin natin hanggang sa matapos ang quarter. Okay. So, area of the brain directly above the pituitary. So, makikita niya dito, yung picture na to, it explains the pituitary gland. Ayan. So, kung makikita natin sa picture, pituitary gland is divided into posterior pituitary and anterior pituitary. So, sa ibang book, ang nakalagay dito is posterior lobe and anterior lobe. Okay? So, yun, nasa ilalim siya. Directly below the brain, ang hypothalamus. And the pituitary is actually connected to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is connected to the brain. So, ibig sabihin, brain pa rin ang mag-uutos kung ano yung gagawin ng katawan natin. Okay? Now, let's explain a little bit of this one. So, yung hypothalamus natin will secrete a hormone called gonadotropic releasing hormone. Magsisikret siya dyan, papunta kay pituitary gland, and then once pituitary gland receive that gonadotropic releasing hormone, saka pa lang siya magre-release ng mga hormones na makikita natin sa baba. No? So maybe you're wondering, asan ang FSH? Kasi dito sa 8 hormones na dito sa baba, antidiuretic hormone, oxytocin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin, growth hormone, and gonadotropic hormone. Wala ang FSH at LH. So I would like to emphasize that FH and LH for male and female are secreted during puberty stage. No? So pag nagdadalaga na o nagbibinata na ang isang babae o lalaki, our brain will signal a gonadotropic will release a gonadotropic releasing hormone papunta kay pituitary gland, and then si pituitary saka pa lang siya mag-secrete ng FSH at LH kapag nasa puberty stage na ang isang babae at isang lalaki o lalaki. Now, we have the guide question. What part of our body can you find hypothalamus and pituitary gland? So, very easy. No? So, very easy yung tanong. So, ang purpose naman natin dito is familiarize yung bata sa parts ng mga part ng katawan natin na involve ang glands. Based on the picture at the top, how many hormones does pituitary secrete? So, we have 1. Bilangin lang nila to. Kasama nila to. And then they have the number. Now, both males and females have all the hormones present. The difference is that females have more estrogen and progesterone hormones in this system, and males have more testosterone. This is because most of the androgens in females are converted to estrogen, and some androgens in males are converted to estrogen. So, ito yung ang babae at lalaki ay may parehas na estrogen, may progesterone, may testosterone din ang babae, no? So, kaya lang, most commonly present sa babae ang estrogen at progesterone. Mas marami ang nare-release ng estrogen and progesterone sa mga babae. Sa lalaki naman, mas marami ang nire-release na testosterone. Kasi may pagkakaiba. Okay, now let's familiarize yourself into the male reproductive system and female reproductive system. So, unahin natin yung male. So, sa male natin, meron kang testis. Ayan, testis. Hinighlight ko yung testis kasi ito yung gland or particular part of the male reproductive system na nagpo-produce ng sperm. Okay? So, it will travel to this one, epididymis, wala siyang pangalan, and then go to vas deferens, the sperm cell, and then dito, prostate gland, to maagi sa dadaan sa seminal vesicle, and then through the urethra of the male. So, yun yung path ng sperm cell pag gusto niya nang lumabas. So, we have the penis here. That's the penis. So, sa babae naman, we have the ovary as the main reproductive organ. No? Kasi dito, ginagawa ang egg cell. So, dito, tatravel ang egg cell papunta kay fallopian tube, maghihintay ng sperm cell para ma-fertilize. Pag hindi na-fertilize, bababa, pupunta kay uterus, and then, pag hindi siya na-fertilize, it will be released in the vagina in the form of menstruation. Now, if the egg cell is fertilized, halimbawa, may sperm cell na pumasok dun sa fallopian tube at na-fertilize siya, bababa pa din siya, but then, it will stick itself in the uterus and will stay there for 9 months. So, pregnant yung babae. So, we have the cervix here, we have the vagina. This is the part where the penis received, no? Ayan, you have the fallopian tube. So, dito, sa urethra natin, sa mga male, dito lumalabas ang sperm at the same time yung urine ng lalaki. No? Dito naman, walang lumalabas na urine dito sa vagina. Okay? Kasi ang lumalabas lang dyan ay menstruation ng mga babae at yung baby. Dyan siya lumalabas. So, merong separate na hole ang sa babae para sa kanilang urine. Okay? So, familiarize na sila dyan. Pag na-familiarize sila niyan, mga student, punta na tayo dito. Now, while the luteinizing hormone, yung LH kanina, stimulates the production of testosterone. So, remember that before the testes, bago maglabas ng hormones na testosterone ang testis, kailangan niya munang ma-receive ang luteinizing hormone. Parang order, no? Order ito sa kanya. Okay, LH is there, testosterone, release. The male sex cells, testosterone, is produced in the interstitial or Leydig cells between seminiferous cells. So, sa testis pa rin siya sa loob. Medyo, ma-info na masyado kung papasukin pa natin yung loob ng testis. Testosterone plays a role in the development of secondary male sexual characteristic at puberty. So, siguro nagtataka yung mga estudyante natin, bakit nagbabago yung kanilang itsura, no, pag nagbibinata. So, dahil yan sa tinatawag natin na testosterone. Sa lalaki, ha? Sa lalaki. So, ito yung mga pagbabago. Includes the maturation of the testes and penis, development of facial, body hair, and larynx. So, kung nakikita nyo sa side, ito yung effects ng testosterone. Secondary sex characteristics ang tawag natin doon sa mga effects na nakikita nyo, yung nakikita nyo mga pagbabago sa katawan ng isang babae o lalaki. So, ang tawag natin doon ay secondary sex characteristics. Ovaries are responsible for the development and ovulation of the ovum, as well as the production of estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen causes eggs to mature in ovaries. Once a girl reaches puberty, these are then released at a regular interval during menstrual cycle. Once you reach puberty, and ovaries release a single egg each month. This is called ovulation. So, ang pagpuproduce naman, ang pagpapalabas naman ng estrogen and progesterone sa ovary ng mga babae ay dahil pa rin sa luteinizing hormone. Okay? And the follicle stimulating hormone. Dalawa kasi yan, FSH and LH. So, ano naman ang secondary sex characteristics ng mga babae? Ayan, ito yan. Siyempre, may makikita kang breast development, lumalaking dibdib, body hair appears, waistline narrows, hips widen, body fat increases, menstruation start, perspiration increases. So, syempre, lumalabas lang ito during the stage of puberty. So dito, malalaman ng mga bata kung ano ang cost ng secondary sex characteristics, bakit lumalabas, bakit nagkakaroon ng pagbabago. Sa lalaki, ay ito yung testosterone. Sa babae naman, nagbabago yung kanilang katawan because of the estrogen and progesterone. Now, as a student, at what stage in your life does the secondary sex characteristics appear? Now, kung babasahin ito ng estudyante, masasagutan niya ito, no? Kayang-kaya. Now, why do you think these changes happen to you? So, bakit nagbabago? Bakit nagkakaroon ng pagbabago? Anong dahilan? Now, activity 2, compare him to her. Ito yun. Naisip ko lang din itong pangalan na to. So, write the secondary sex characteristics for male and female. Write your answer on the answer sheet. So, dito, sasagutan niya lang kung ano yung natutunan niya dito. So, apply kagad. No? So, let's move on. Hormones in male reproduction. So, ito na yung mga hormones pag-usapan na natin. So, gonadotropic releasing hormone. Ito yung mga hormones na involved. Remember that our topic, our title is hormones in male and female reproductive system, and dito describe the role of the hormones. Yan. So minimit na natin yung objective natin. Now, hormones in male reproduction, so we have gonadotropic releasing hormones. Hormone that stimulates the gonad works as a switch turning LH and FSH on and off through negative feedback system released by the hypothalamus. So, lahat ng info, lahat ng sinabi dito ay nandito. No? Ayan. So, this is the hypothalamus. Ang kanyang hormone ay GnRH. And then, that GnRH will receive by the pituitary. Tapos, si pituitary gland naman, magre-release siya ng LH and FSH. So, anong function ng LH and FSH? Follicle stimulating hormone causes production of sperm cell. FSH siya, sperm cell. Luteinizing hormone causes endocrine cells in the testis to produce the male hormone testosterone. So, ang LH ang nagpo-cause ng release ng testosterone. Diba kanina ang testosterone ay ang pagbabago o pagkakaroon ng secondary sex characteristics, no? Nagbabago ang katawan ng mga lalaki. Now, testosterone is mainly made in your testicle or in testis. It is important for the physical changes that happen during puberty, such as the development of the penis, testicle, facial, and body hair and muscle growth. Testosterone acts on your cells in your testicles to make sperm. Tingnan natin yung picture na to. So we have the hypothalamus as the part of as a gland located at the brain, and then magre-release ng gonadotropic releasing hormone papunta kay pituitary, and then pituitary will release its luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone papunta sa iyong testis, and then your testis will release testosterone, and then this testosterone are the one responsible for the secondary sex characteristics, and ang FSH naman is the one that's responsible for making sperm ng mga lalaki in the process of spermatogenesis. So, medyo clear naman. Remember na inisip ko dito na wala talagang idea ang mga grade 10 student dito kasi ito yung unang beses lang pag-aaralan tong endocrine system. So, zero knowledge talaga. So, mahirap ito talaga sa kanila. So, that's why we come up with the idea of making a learning activity sheets na kami na yung gagawa, no? Para masabi namin yung gusto namin sabihin sa mga bata. At dumaan po ito sa quality assurance. So, pinupuan namin ito ng mga science teacher, and then tinignan namin kung ano yung mga pwedeng baguhin, and we come up to this one. So, guide C. What do you think is the part of our brain that controls the secretion of the hormones? What do you think is the part of the brain that controls the secretion of the hormones? So, syempre, tingin ka dito, ano yung nasa pinakataas? Ayan. Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone can only be released by the pituitary gland only if the pituitary gland receives a particular hormone. What hormone is this? So, basahin nyo lang ulit kung sasagutan yan. Kaya-kaya niya. Now, let's go to the girls. Female reproduction hormone. So, again, meron tayong gonadotropic releasing hormone. Meron tayong follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen, and progesterone. So, dito, parehas lang din, no? Ito pa rin yung pinakauna. Tingnan natin to. Mas maganda kasi ipaliwanag to. Hypothalamus releases a GnRH papunta kay anterior pituitary, and then si anterior pituitary will release its LH and FSH papunta kay ovary, and then ovary releases its estrogen and progesterone papunta kay uterus. Ayan. So may ano to, may parang laging two options, no? So kaya nangyayari 'yon kasi the body is preparing for pregnancy. Now let's start one by one. Follicle stimulating hormone signals the follicle on the ovary to begin production of an egg. It also causes maturation of an egg on the ovary. Now, isipin nyo kung ano mangyayari kung walang follicle stimulating hormone na i-release si anterior pituitary. So, ibig sabihin, si ovary, hindi siya uh, walang time o walang dahilan para mag-produce siya ng egg cell. So, anong tawag natin dun kapag hindi nakakapag-produce ng egg cell ang isang babae? No? Sterile siya. Parang gano'n, may problema siya, may gano'n. Luteinizing hormone causes the follicle to undergo changes which lead to egg release. So, isipin niyo kung gaano ka-importante yung luteinizing hormone at follicle stimulating hormone para sa mga babae. Once it malfunctions, may magkakaproblema ng malaki ang babae. Hindi siya makakapag-procreate. Estrogen, as the follicle grows larger, it begins to secrete more and more estrogen. It is a hormone that carries physiological messages to the body, to body organs and system. Estrogen send messages to uterus to grow and replace lining that is shed during the previous menses. So, bakit nag-grow? No? Bakit nag-grow and replace lining ang uterus? Bakit nag-grow at nagkakaroon ng lining ang uterus? Kasi ito, ang estrogen, ang uterus kasi, pag lumalaki siya, hinahanda niya yung katawan ng isang babae for possible pregnancy. So, pwede siyang mabuntis. Pag nabuntis siya, prepared na yung katawan. Progesterone, hormones that helps regulates menstruation, prepares the body for possible pregnancy, aids in nourishing the uterine environment, support implantation of the fertilized egg, as well as growth of the placenta. Guide question D. What type of hormone that causes a female to have a menstruation? So, babasahin lang nila dito yan. Basa-basa lang. Madali lang siya kasi mababaw lang naman yung English. Kaya nila to. What part of the female body secrete progesterone? Wow. Very basic ang question. So, in this particular case, they need to read and observe the picture. Okay. Activity 3. What is my role? Ayan, dito. Dito, kumpletuhin lang yung table. So, dito sa first, sa second column natin, glands that secrete hormone. So, ano ba ang gland na nagsisecrete dito kay FSH, estrogen, luteinizing, testosterone, and progesterone. So, sulat naman niya yung part. And then, function of the hormone. Okay? Function of the hormone. Sir, paano to? Luteinizing hormone, meron sa lalaki at meron sa babae. Diba? So, pili ka lang ng isa. Okay na. Wala namang problema. Hindi naman na-specify kung lalaki o babae. So, pili ka lang ng isa doon. Okay. Activity 4, checkmate. Naisip ko lang din tong pangalan. Put a check mark on the statements that you have acquired. Ayan. Kung na-acquire mo to, kung naintindihan mo, yung pagbabago sa iyong katawan, such as growing, having a pubic hair, check mo siya. Kung hindi mo naintindihan, huwag mo i-check. No? I was able to know the cause of menstruation. Sa ganitong klase ng pamamaraan, nalalaman ko kung naintindihan ba ng bata yung gusto kong iparating sa kanila. Now, meron pa dito. If you want to add something on the list, please feel free to write below. Valuing. Basahin lang nila yan. And then the post test. Hindi ko na dinamihan. 5 lang. 5 lang para hindi ganong stressful sa aking mga estudyante kasi 8 subjects yung sasagutan nila, medyo madami. Tapos 1 week lang, paano nila pagkakasyahin yung oras nila. So, we need to be more considerate para sa ating mga bata. Now, shoutout ko lang po lahat ng science teacher sa Rondina Atendido National High School. Grade 7, Ma'am Raquel. Grade 8, Ma'am Sol. Grade 9, Sir Ivan Malimbayan. And, of course, grade 10, ako yon. Grade 11, si Ma'am Mary Rose de Arreglo. And then, doon po sa dalawang language critic namin, para dito sa LAS, si Ma'am Annie Nemiaga. Tapos sa content, si Sir Voltron. No? Si Sir Joel Voltron. Shoutout po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa pagtulong dito sa LAS na to. Kayo po yung isa sa mga writers, no? Hindi lang po sa akin ito. This is for all of us. Science teachers dyan sa school natin. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Okay? So, that's it, no? So, ito na. So, kung magkakaroon ng positibong resulta ito sa mga bata, ipagpapatuloy natin ito hanggang 4th quarter. So, kung titingnan nyo dati, ang module ay umabot ng 15 to 18 pages. So, dito sa LAS natin, pansinin nyo dito, 8 pages lang siya. 7 pages nga lang ito kasama yun. So, dito na rin, meron tayong activity answer sheet. Dito sila magsasagot separate sheet kasi yung LAS ay iiwan natin sa mga bata. Hindi ko na ipapakita yung answer key, baka makita. Okay? So, maraming salamat po sa inyo. So, if you like this video, kung naintindihan niyo siya, at kung may suggestion kayo, please paki-comment lang sa baba. And paki-subscribe na rin yung channel na to para updated kayo kung nagugustuhan niyo yung channel, kung may nagugustuhan kayong video. Ang susunod na video na para sa quarter 3, week 1, is yung second video na natin. Ito na. Sunod-sunod na to hanggang 18. Ayan. LAS 2. Ito po yung ating susunod. Feedback mechanism and male reproductive system. So, ginawa ko lang din to. Masakit po ito sa ulo ang paggawa, pero worth it naman kasi pag natapos mo isa, meron kang satisfaction guarantee. Okay? Maraming salamat po. Please don't forget to subscribe to Sir Pops TV and magandang araw po. Thank you. Mabuhay kayong lahat.